Alert, warning. Chicken warning.
In a different version of the United States, the country has fallen under a strict military dictatorship led by a single figure known as the Major. To maintain control and motivate citizens, the regime organizes a brutal annual contest called the Long Walk. The winner is promised wealth, fame, and the chance to have any wish granted. The event is televised nationwide, and for many struggling people, it represents a rare opportunity to escape poverty. Volunteers enter, and a lottery selects 50 participants. Ray, the only contestant from Maine, travels to the event with his mother, Ginny. Their journey is filled with tension, as Ginny desperately hopes Ray will reconsider, but he insists the choice is his. When they arrive, Ginny tearfully says goodbye, holding him tightly before he enters through the gates. Inside, Ray meets Peter, who quickly shows kindness and friendliness. Most of the participants seem approachable, and they pass the time chatting while waiting for the competition to begin. One boy, Curly, appears especially anxious and much younger than the others. Though he insists he is 18, no one is convinced. Eventually, the Major arrives and gives each contestant a numbered metal tag, declaring that they are now men. He delivers a speech explaining that the Long Walk was designed to restore discipline and a strong work ethic in a nation weakened by war and economic hardship. He believes the country's struggles come from laziness, noting that productivity increases after each event. During the speech, the boys are fitted with devices that monitor their walking speed. The Major then explains the rules. The participants must continue walking until only one remains. There is no finish line. They must maintain a speed of at least 3 miles per hour. Falling below that results in a warning, and failing to recover within 10 seconds leads to another. After 3 warnings, the participant is executed. Stepping off the road results in immediate death without warning. After finishing his speech, the Major signals the start of the competition with a gunshot, forcing the boys forward as military trucks follow and record everything. The route is mostly empty at first, as spectators are only allowed near the end, with only locals watching from nearby areas. As they begin, the atmosphere is tense and focused, but by the 5th mile, the boys begin to relax and talk. When Stephen briefly slows down, he quickly receives a warning and speeds up again, leaving others wondering if he was testing the limits. Later, Gary stops to remove a rock from his shoe, prompting immediate warnings from the soldiers. Just as he's about to be shot after his 3rd warning, he hurriedly puts his shoe back on and resumes walking. Though others call him foolish, Gary insists he only did it to get a moment of rest. By the 7th mile, the boys begin talking about what they hope to gain from winning. Arthur openly says he's only interested in the money, while Ray argues that there are deeper reasons to care. The others doubt him, prompting Ray to criticize the system. He explains that although the government claims the participants are volunteers, they are actually driven by poverty and desperation, leaving them with no real choice. Some of the boys worry about speaking negatively while being filmed, but Peter admires Ray's honesty and agrees that any reward should be used to help others. He then casually lights a cigarette, despite Hank warning him it's a bad idea. Arthur jokingly asks for one too, but their conversation is interrupted when Richard approaches, writing down names and numbers. He reveals he plans to write a book about the Long Walk to gain fame. Peter dismisses the idea, pointing out that the winner would already have fame and wealth. Not long after, Curly suddenly cries out in pain from a leg cramp. As he begins to slow down, soldiers issue warnings. Ray steps in to support him, while Peter encourages him to keep going. Although Curly briefly regains determination, the pain overwhelms him and he collapses. After receiving his 3rd warning, he is shot. The shocking moment causes Ray to lose focus and nearly slow down himself, but Peter urges him forward. Soon after, the Major appears and delivers a speech honoring Curly, portraying him as a brave fallen participant. Ray asks a soldier to refill his canteen and briefly touches the soldier's gun as a superstitious gesture. Meanwhile, when Peter needs to relieve himself, he does so openly while continuing to walk. By mile 17, The group passes a young girl cheering for Ray with a sign, leading the others to tease him about having a fan. Suddenly, another boy collapses due to a seizure. As soldiers begin issuing warnings, Gary mocks the boy and jumps over him, accusing him of hiding a medical condition. The boy is soon executed, and Gary coldly remarks that it simply reduces the competition. At mile 25, Gary starts provoking another participant named Rank. Rank initially ignores him, but when Gary insults his mother, Rank lashes out and tries to attack him. Gary easily avoids the blows, causing Rank to fall hard onto the road. Unable to recover in time, Rank is shot. The other boys turn on Gary, blaming him and expressing their anger, hoping he will be eliminated soon. Later, another participant faces humiliation when he must relieve himself while walking. Despite trying to keep pace, he slows down too much and is ultimately executed as well. By the 35th mile, the major appears again to praise the contestants for surviving their first night, using polished and persuasive language to frame the event as honorable. Meanwhile, Ray begins to drift off while walking, dreaming about his mother. When his pace drops, the soldiers issue a warning, forcing Peter to wake him. As they continue, the boys talk about their families. During the conversation, Ray slows down again and receives a second warning. Although he quickly speeds up, he stumbles shortly after and earns a third warning, meaning he must walk flawlessly for 3 hours to clear them. Peter tries to reassure him, but Ray, overwhelmed with stress, lashes out and accuses Peter of only pretending to care. Just then, they encounter a steep hill that makes walking even more difficult. Exhaustion sets in, and several boys fall behind and are executed. Ray struggles to block out the violence behind him while also dealing with Gary's constant taunts. At one point, Ray nearly slows down again, but Peter steps in just in time to help him. Grateful, Ray apologizes for his earlier outburst. By morning, the group reaches mile 59, with only 18 participants left after the deadly climb. By mile 67, Hank is barely able to continue. When Peter tries to check on him, Hank reacts angrily and pushes him away. At the same time, Richard, who has been enduring a twisted ankle, finally begins to falter. Despite Ray's attempts to encourage him, Richard can't continue and collapses, leading to his execution in front of nearby children. When the walkers hit 100 miles, the major returns once more to congratulate them. During this moment, one boy attempts to escape by running into a building, but he is immediately shot. At mile 103, the remaining boys discuss their wishes. Peter suggests asking for 2 winners instead of 1, while Ray says he would want to change the entire system. However, the others remind him that the wish cannot directly alter the government. Frustrated, they begin openly cursing the major and the competition. That evening, heavy rain begins to fall. Ray struggles to stay awake, relying on Peter for support as they walk. By morning, they reach mile 144. When Arthur stops to relieve himself, soldiers quickly warn him, forcing him to keep moving before he's finished. To distract themselves from exhaustion, the boys continue talking. Ray opens up to Peter about his father, whom he deeply admires. His father secretly taught him forbidden subjects like philosophy, which led the government to label him a traitor. When the major demanded loyalty and an end to his teachings, Ray's father refused and was executed on the spot. Ray then reveals his true motive for joining the long walk. He wants to win so he can wish for a gun and assassinate the major. He also expresses anger toward the spectators who enjoy watching their suffering. But Peter reminds him that they too are victims, shaped by a system that has conditioned them to see the event as something admirable. By mile 170, the remaining boys are too exhausted to even talk. One participant, whose feet are badly injured and bleeding, reaches his breaking point. Desperate, he begs the soldiers for help and tries to climb onto a tank. A soldier immediately strikes him down, and the tank crushes his legs. Despite his screams of agony, he continues receiving warnings until he is ultimately shot. The horrific moment drives another boy insane. He strips off his clothes and runs off the road, leading to his immediate execution. Around this time, Hank realizes he has even lost a tooth from the strain. By evening, the group reaches mile 201 and Hank can barely continue. Ray attempts to motivate him, but Hank has given up. He turns toward a nearby military truck, effectively choosing his fate, and is shot instantly. Arthur, devastated, rushes to hold his dying friend but receives a warning for slowing down. Ray quickly pulls him away to save him. The next morning, at mile 209, only 6 boys remain. Remembering that Hank had a wife, they agree that whoever wins will give part of the prize money to support her. Gary, feeling excluded from the group, approaches Ray and admits that Rank's death has been weighing heavily on him. Though he apologizes, he also insists he never intended for it to happen. He offers to contribute to helping Hank's wife as well, and the others reluctantly accept him back into their circle. As they continue, Gary becomes increasingly unstable, ranting and struggling with guilt. After lashing out, he walks ahead and uses a spoon to end his own life. Even then, the soldiers follow protocol, issuing warnings before ultimately shooting him. By mile 260, the remaining boys try to lift their spirits by singing. On the 5th day, they reach mile 278, taking a route through Ray's hometown. Kaylee remarks that Ray is fortunate to pass through and possibly see his mother, but Ray feels the opposite, believing it will only bring him more pain. At mile 286, as they move through the town, Ray's boot falls apart. Arthur points out that walking unevenly will make things worse, so Ray removes both shoes, revealing his severely injured, bleeding feet. When he spots his mother, Ginny, he instinctively runs toward her. She steps back, urging him to stay on the road, while Peter quickly pulls him back just in time to prevent him from being shot. Realizing the weight of his actions, Ray shouts an apology to his crying mother, feeling he has followed the same tragic path as his father. As the walk continues, Peter shares his own past. After losing his parents in the war, he was sent to live with an abusive uncle who beat him until his death when Peter was just 10. Forced to survive alone, Peter lived on the streets, stealing and fighting. During one fight, he was badly injured when someone slashed his face with a knife, landing him in the hospital. Blaming himself, he made a vow that day to always seek hope, even in the darkest circumstances. If he wins, he plans to use the prize to help orphan children. By mile 306, Stebbins argues that the remaining contestants must stop helping each other, otherwise the walk will never end. Though it pains them, the others reluctantly agree. When Arthur begins suffering from a nosebleed, the group forces themselves to ignore his condition. The situation becomes too much for Kaylee, who suddenly loses control. He rushes ahead, grabs a soldier's weapon and kills him before being shot down. Refusing to let the soldiers claim his life, Kaylee ends it himself before they can finish him. As they reach mile 324, Arthur's condition worsens. Despite their earlier agreement, Peter and Ray choose to support him, knowing he won't last much longer. Arthur asks them to deliver his locket to his grandmother if they survive and requests that they not look back when he separates from them. He then walks toward the soldiers and is quickly executed. By mile 326, night has fallen. The final 3, Ray, Peter, and Stebbins, cross a bridge while the Major continues addressing them. Frustrated, Ray openly insults him, but the Major remains unfazed, interpreting Ray's defiance as a sign of strength. Stebbins then reveals that he is one of the Major's many illegitimate sons, and that his wish was to live in his father's home. However, his body is failing, and he is ready for the ordeal to end. After expressing respect for Ray and Peter, and saying he's glad one of them will win, he stops walking and is shot without any reaction from the Major. Rain begins to fall as the final 2 continue. Ray admits that he once feared death, but after everything he has witnessed, he no longer does. This moment now feels meaningful to him. At mile 331, they enter a town filled with cheering spectators. Peter suddenly stops, saying he wants to give up so Ray can go back to his mother. But Ray refuses and convinces him to continue. As Peter moves ahead, he doesn't realize that Ray has slowed down behind him. Moments later, Ray is shot. Peter tries to return to him, but the soldiers restrain him, declaring him the winner. With his final words, Ray tells Peter he loves him and apologizes to his mother before the Major delivers the final shot. The crowd erupts in celebration as fireworks light up the sky, while Peter breaks down in grief. The Major then congratulates Peter and asks him to make his wish. Peter requests a soldier's gun, saying he wants to pass it down to his future children as a symbol of victory. Though hesitant, the soldiers obey the Major's order to grant the wish. As soon as Peter receives the gun, he turns it on the Major. The Major attempts to calm him, reminding him of the rewards awaiting him. But Peter, in tears, says it is for Ray before shooting him. He then drops the weapon and walks away. That brings us to the end of the story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos like this. Thanks for watching.